Hey people, today I'm here with Nori that everybody knows, or most of you know, a person who watches my channel, watches Mr. Bob's channel, American with this guy channel as well. She's Nori. Nori, welcome to the channel. How are you today? Thanks for being here.
Hello, Rod. Nice to meet you again. And hello, everybody. Yes, I'm doing okay. Just having some busy days, but I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
Nori, tell me, how did you start learning English? How many languages you speak? What do you do for a living?
Languages, that not that much. My first foreign language was German. I started learning it in my pretty early ages, so I guess I was about 5 years old. So before the elementary school, I remember I started that time. Uh, and I learned it for more than a decade, so a pretty long time. That's why English was really challenging for me. So I started learning English, but it was really, really difficult because every word came into my mind in German. So I needed to put many effort, a lot of effort to somehow switch my mind to English. I started it during my high school years, but my knowledge was really poor, so I wasn't able to direct the tourists where to go. It was really awkward, and I resolved to level it up in the beginning of 2020, so not a long time ago. And besides this, I started learning a bit Spanish, so it's just for fun, and I can say only really simple and easy sentences like yo tengo una pregunta, but we all know it's not true because I have always more questions. I think this is about languages, not that much, but I'm doing it. Yeah, and I love learning them. I'm working as a construction designer. That means usually I work on the execution plans of huge production halls. I'm responsible for the details these buildings have. I only deal with the details these buildings have, so how to create those details that can provide, for example, not to catch fire, or if a building eventually catches fire, then how to resist it, how to let the different parts of the buildings move because they need to move a bit, for example, against earthquake. Is the key to resist earthquake, to let them in a different way, different of the buildings.
It's very interesting what you do, really, indeed.
Thank you. Yeah, it is interesting. That's no problem. It's just a bit too much.
Why do you like English so much? Tell us.
I remember that in the beginning of 2020, when I resolved that I want to level up my English, I started rewatching videos of Kobe Bryant because I guess you remember that he was tragically killed in a helicopter crash on the end of January. I remember those immensely sincere, serious, and simple words that how he approached his goal to achieve it. As he said, that when I get to that level, I don't know, but let's find out. And I, from that point, I was sure that I want this mentality. I want the same mentality, and I felt that oh my God, I want to understand you, and I want to understand every single word you say. And it just kicked off this whole process. So it just the start of it. But anyway, I wanted to understand people. I wanted to be understood. So this was my biggest desire to achieve.
How long have you been studying English? Because we can see that you speak English very well. How long have you been studying English?
Maybe 5-6 years.
Wow.
But a year before 2020, I already started to chat English with my friends. But it was only about chatting, and it wasn't a professional way to improve it. When I decided that I'm going to take classes, I would like to improve it in a professional way, then the virus started spreading around the world. So right after I found a school, I guess I had just classes for a month.
Awesome. And I can see that you have a lot of questions while we are in chats. How do you keep them? How do you study? What's your approach to study English?
It's a really interesting question because I made up my mind to lead my private life in English. For example, if I need new information about building material, about new technology, then I'm going to read these data sheets or technological descriptions in English. Even if I need the information in Hungarian, or if I need a new recipe, then I'm going for it on the internet in English, or if I call my mom just to dictate for me a new recipe, and I make my notes in English as well. And of course, it was really difficult in the beginning. I just stick to my plan. That's why I encounter many questions, because all the videos I see, they are in English, all the articles, all the books I read. It's so easy. Then, of course,
Yeah, I can tell you that I do the same. I think that's a good approach to learn, because you literally immerse, as you said, I immerse my private life in English language. I tell my students, read one page in English. If you read out loud. Try to improve your pronunciation, not to lose your accent, but to make your pronunciation better. That's why we can see that you are very knowledgeable. And that's what I always say. Sometimes you play piano, but you don't want to be a pianist. You want to play piano for yourself. I wanted to play piano in a way to be a pianist. And you just wanted to play piano to enjoy your music. That's what you do with English. I always loved the English. And when I decided to become an English teacher, then I studied even more. That's the same method that you do now that I did and still do my whole life as well.
Thank you so much. I totally agree with you, because you don't invest into activity.
Of course.
All the knowledge, all the experience, you know how to do it. So
learning English is like going to the gym. You stop, you lose everything. Yeah. It's an exercise, even though it's proved scientifically that's good for the brains to learn a second language, a third language. The language evolves. Like expressions in Portuguese 10 years ago, we don't use them anymore. And I speak Portuguese every day. You speak native language every day. You can imagine a second or a foreign language like English. We have to be studying all the time. I agree with you entirely.
Yeah, it's so miraculous, because when you decide to learn another language, it develops your whole character. Yeah. Because it's sure you will face new problems, troubles, and it makes you find out the new ways, the new possibilities, how to get over these, how to...
Of course. And also we become global citizens because we start understanding other cultures, other people. It opens doors. Not only talking about the English, it can be Italian, German. It's another language. It's an exercise. Has English helped in your professional career?
Of course. Not just in my professional career. It's so certainly it helped me, but I would say it helped me to develop that character I would like to have. The reason is the same. We were talking about the difficulties I encountered. So it is the same that everyone has. There were many situations when I felt devastated because I wasn't able to comprehend the meaning of a simple text. I wasn't able to understand the videos I was listening to, and it needed to cripple me. It's not going to hold me back. I will look for the solutions, and of course the virus made it much more harder, but then I'm so happy I was that kind of character already. I was prepared for this new and really hard situation we had to face, that was looking for the possibilities. I was looking for the new ways how to keep going with my goals, to achieve them. And so I was able to find Teacher Bob's channel. I'm so happy it happened this way. And then, of course, Brand's channel. They are super encouraging. They have this so patient demeanor. I'm so happy I was surrounded by them, even if just online, but it matters a lot. And of course, it's true for you. So everybody who
Thank you.
we met, it's wonderful because oh, why?
Thank you
You are
so
part of
much.
it.
Thank you so much. You are person who watches my channel since the very beginning, and I thank you for that. What is it on my channel that you like most? The interviews, the quick lessons, something that you like in particular? Let me know.
Quick lessons and shadowing are highly useful and helpful. Of course, I like them, but the interviews are so meaningful. So it's so great that, of course, it's about English because all we speak there in English. But so these interviews can also make you curious, and this is what we would like to achieve. As I told you before, that I think it's really important to be like a child. So have this curiosity, have this stay curious, have the faith in the future, and don't be so pessimistic like adult can be. Usually these days I experience that adult can be really pessimistic. But if you have this small part in you as a child, if you can keep some part of inside you as a child, then you will have these questions that make you always improve and go on with learning. So these interviews about this, and that's why I like them so much.
Of course, I want to teach English on the channel because I want to spread the little knowledge that I have for free to people. I love doing the interviews because we sit and talk openly with the guests. The people who are in focus are those who are answering the questions. So people can see now that the questions that I ask are not my opinion, are the guests' opinions. Yeah. That's really nice that people can see, oh, Rod is interviewing, but he's only asking questions. The person who's answering is the other one.
During these interviews, we get to know new characters, new stories behind different people. So it's really, really meaningful and can help us a lot to become that character we would like to.
We already had people from the States, we already had people from Europe, and that's what I'm trying to do. Now we are going to the game that everybody loves, the rapid round. My life right now is
challenging.
My home country is.
It's really beautiful.
I agree. I never been there, but I agree. I love my job because
it needs creativity. It's never boring.
The most beautiful word in English for me is
faith. So by that I mean that word. So when your strong belief in the future. So faith.
Friends are
super important. Really.
All right. Now it's your turn.
Brazil.
My home country.
Yes. A purpose in your life.
Be able to spread a message, a good message.
You will be always, I'm sure. When you hear the word student.
If it weren't for my students, I wouldn't be talking to you today.
What do you think about birds?
They are lovely, but they sing when I'm sleeping.
You too.
A crazy and lovely journey.
It is, yeah.
You have any advice, any last words that you want to say to people?
The only thing I would really suggest everybody really start learning a new language. If you don't do it right now, then okay, just try to find the time for starting it because it will develop that kind of character you will really like and you will benefit from it in the future, I'm sure. Set it as a goal, not just for the knowledge, but what it takes of you to achieve it. So I'm sure none of you will regret it. And
Mhm.
another little thing that some of you, I've heard that some of you are always struggling how to make notes, how to keep learning the new words. I would say that using a ring binder can be really beneficial because you can always add another sheet of paper in it, so you can make your own topics in it. For me, it yeah, it's really useful. I like to use it. So this is my
Yeah, that's how life goes. Every day that ends, it's a page that we turn. We are always
yeah,
adding a new page.
exactly. So it can provide that kind of regularity, that kind of
Yeah.
frequency that the learning method needs.
Mhm.
Then you break down into these little, in these small steps, the learning method.
Mhm.
Then
Mhm.
you will see the result, I'm sure, because this is what learning a language needs.
I
Small
agree.
steps, but every day.
I agree with you. Thank you very much. To finish up, I would like to tell you, first of all, thank you for accepting doing this interview with me. Thank you for doing this. YouTube has given me the chance to meet, in quotes, a lot of people. You are one of them who support my channel very much and my work as well. It means a lot to me, and I hope you have a great and wonderful life in the future.
You do a super an awesome job. So the only thing matters that you do is these videos that are so useful. So have
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was Nori. See you next week. Bye bye.
yeah. Bye everybody.